Hey everyone, it's Eitan, and I'm gonna take you back 3 years to the first business I've ever started and how I went from 0 to a million at 18. Get excited. I'm very excited for this video and I'm so happy to be back here with everyone. So now it's 3 years ago, I'm about to turn 15 and I tell my dad I want to start an investment account. So my idea was going into this that I would take the little $500 that I had to my name at the time, put it in Robinhood, search up some cool names. Literally, like I searched up cool as a stock and I wanted to buy the thing that sounded closest to cool, and the thing that came up was Kutech Technologies. So I bought that. Needless to say, it didn't do well. I think it's trading 99% lower than it was when I bought it. I also bought Jaguar just because it sounded cool, but it wasn't Jaguar the car company. It was like Jaguar Technologies, and those investments did not pan out at all. So obviously, I had to change my mind about the whole investing thing and doubling my money every single day. I thought within a couple of months I'd have $1,000, $2,000, $10,000, and I'd just become a millionaire off the stock market starting from $500. And keep in mind, this was January 2020, 3 months before one of the fastest stock market crashes in history, and I had no idea what I was walking into. And after a couple of losses that taught me that the stock market is a lot harder of a game than I thought it was when I was 15, I decided to learn how to actually do business and make money for real instead of just gambling it away in the stock market, which leads me to my first ever business I created. So obviously this huge disease came onto the world, schools shut down, businesses closed, the whole world basically went to sleep for a little while, and I had a lot of free time. And I thought, what better time than now when everything is closed down to start figuring it out? I started watching YouTube videos, searching up on Google 10 ways to make money fast in 2020. I couldn't really hang out with my friends, but one day I was on a call with a good friend of mine, and he told me that with his free time, he went on eBay, he listed something, it was like an iPhone charging cable. He listed it for around $10 and it actually sold really quickly. I think the next day it sold. And what he did is he went to AliExpress, he put the buyer's information in, and he shipped the iPhone charger directly to the person, and he made like over $5-6 just for that one item. And it absolutely blew my mind, because if my friend could do it, it wasn't one of these YouTube gurus who was doing it. It was my friend that was 15 as well at the time, and he was able to make money on eBay selling things that he actually did not even have in his house. Then I thought there was definitely space for me to join and for me to make some money on eBay. So that's when I started thinking of out-of-the-box products that I could find for cheaper on other websites, not specifically AliExpress, because I didn't want buyers to be waiting 15 to 20 days for an item to be delivered. I was looking at Walmart, I was looking at Target, I was looking at other major online retailers literally on their website's clearance section, just looking for deals. I remember thinking, what do people need now that they're stuck at home? What do they want to do? And I remember that personal fitness was a big trend, and being healthy and eating healthy was a big trend at the time. So I started looking for blenders and toasters and other things that people could use at home to make food that is good for their body. And that's when I found my best-selling eBay product that changed the way I viewed e-commerce as a whole. Unlike other YouTubers, I'm actually going to tell you what my best-selling item was. But before I tell you that, I want to tell you a little story that I remember so vividly as if it happened yesterday. I remember sitting on my couch and getting a notification. This was about 2 months after I started dropshipping on eBay. I distinctly remember opening my phone and seeing that I had an order for 30 blenders. That was my product. It was an Oster blender that I listed on eBay for $50, and I was getting at the time from Walmart for $25, and somebody bought 30 of them from me thinking that I was selling them for the best possible price, when in reality I was literally charging double of what they could find it if they just searched on Google. But people, I guess, just assumed at that time that eBay is the cheapest place to find things. So I remember this was the easiest money I've ever made. I went on to Walmart, I added it to my cart, I changed the quantity to 30, checkout, and within 5 minutes, I made over $600 from my bedroom, from this exact desk. It changed the way that I viewed e-commerce and the way that I saw selling items online. I remember when I told my dad that, he told me, this is how you're going to keep making money. If you found something that's working for you now, stick with it, because it's only going to get better in the future. And that's when I decided to start listing countless items on eBay, one after the other, while in school, during Zoom classes, at all times of the day. I was listing items, and then at night I would sit by my desk for 2 hours, 3 hours, putting in the buyer's addresses to the different websites that I was buying the items from, clicking buttons and making money. And the best part about this business was, for someone like me who had like $500 in savings at the time, I didn't need any money to be using this business model, because at that time eBay was paying sellers through PayPal, and we would get the money immediately the second the item was sold. So whenever I sold something on eBay, my PayPal account would increase, and I would use that money from PayPal to buy the item, and I would just keep the difference. So it was an incredible way to make money, and at that point I really thought I could do this for the rest of the year, for the rest of my life, and that I'd make more money than anybody else working 8 hours a day. I thought that I found financial freedom at 15. That's how excited I was for this. But obviously something always has to go wrong, and that's exactly what happened. After hitting my best month in sales on eBay ever, which was over $13,000 in sales, I woke up one day, I was ready, I was very excited to go and list more products on eBay, and I look into my email and I see that my account was suspended. I could not sell on eBay anymore, and I was absolutely distraught. It was terrible. It took a huge blow on my self-esteem, on my confidence. I was pretty distraught for a couple months as I thought of what to do next, what business to start, and how am I going to start making money again after, for just a few seconds in the grand scheme of life, I had a taste of what financial freedom would be like. It all disappeared when I got that suspension email from eBay, and I thought, okay, I got suspended, let me try again. So the following day, I created a new account and I started listing products again, but the second I got my first sale, my account was suspended again. I did this 5 times. Every single time my account got suspended. So I thought it might be time to move on from eBay and find a better way to make money. And it was at this time that I went back to watching YouTube videos for some inspiration on what business to start next. And I saw a lot of creators making content about merch websites and how all they have to do is use Teespring, find a design, post it onto the website, and sales would just come in after DMing a couple of Instagrammers or influencers on different platforms, and the sales would just trickle in. And I thought, awesome. This is kind of exactly like what I was doing before. I didn't have any product in hand. I just thought, I'll make some cool designs, take me an hour, and then I'd start making money. I didn't know any better at the time, and that's exactly what I did. I went out to Teespring, I started a store. It was called Escape Apparel, because I thought while I was riding on this COVID trend, what better name than Escape Apparel when everybody wants to escape the indoors and want to go outdoors to the forest and just enjoy the fresh air when they can't. So what I did was I took a JPEG image of a forest, put Escape on it, and thought, wow, this is revolutionary. This is cool merch. People are going to buy this. I listed it, and I just kept refreshing the page and waiting for somebody to naturally just land on my website. And I realized it's not that easy. Teespring isn't going to send customers to me. I'm going to have to work and try to find customers. So I DM'd a couple of influencers who were posting nature pics on Instagram. I paid them like $20 to post my store, and I saw that this wasn't working. I didn't even get a single sale on Teespring. Another failure in the books. And I started a couple of side hustles here and there that weren't really making me any money, until I finally found the thing that I knew would work for me for the next following years at the end of August 2020, when I started my first Amazon business. So when I first started my Amazon business, I was watching these YouTubers who were walking into stores like Marshall's or Costco and finding items on the clearance sections, buying the entire shelf, going and listing them on Amazon, and then basically doubling their money. I just followed what they were doing. I saw that it wasn't too oversaturated because there weren't too many influencers posting videos about this, too many creators making videos about this. I went ahead and I tried that trend. So I remember going with my dad to Costco one day. I was scouring the entire store until I went all the way to the back to the clearance section, just like all the guys in the videos did, and I found my first ever product that I would sell on Amazon, and it was a really odd item, a deluxe egg cooker. That was my first ever item. I remember when I found it, it was going for $14.99, and after searching it up on Amazon, I couldn't believe my eyes when I saw that it was going for double the price on Amazon for $29.99. I thought, wow, this is perfect. I'm gonna buy every single one that we have. But unfortunately, there were only 10 egg cookers at Costco that day. So I put them all into my cart. I went to the checkout, and I still remember the face of the cashier when she saw me roll up with 10 egg cookers in my cart, and I was so excited to buy them. I don't know what she was probably thinking. I rolled them to the parking lot, brought them home, listed them on Amazon, but I actually made a mistake when I was listing them, and I listed it for $6.49 and when Amazon gave me the price, I thought I was putting in the shipping price. I remember refreshing the page after I put $6.49 in, and it sold right away. I got really scared because I knew that I would have to cancel my first ever sale on Amazon, and I didn't want to get my account banned. I already made my first strike listing my first item ever on Amazon. It was not a good sign for my account, but eventually I got the hang of listing things on Amazon, and I kept going from store to store trying to find deals on clearance items to list on Amazon. That business model didn't bring in nearly as much money as my eBay dropshipping business did, and I thought I need to find a faster way to make money than this because I still have online school coming up the next month, and I won't have the time to concentrate on going from store to store finding items. This was when I started looking online on the clearance sections of different websites like Walmart and Target, and actually I started looking on eBay as well for different products that I would be able to sell on Amazon. I stumbled upon the power of Amazon FBA. It would free up so much of my time that I used to spend fulfilling every single item, packaging and shipping and going directly to the customer every single time I got an order on Amazon. I was able to just ship all of my items in bulk to Amazon's warehouse and have them take care of fulfillment. And when I figured that out, I was able to start buying bigger deals and start scaling the company. And I remember the first big deal that I bought was at eBay. Ironically, I was able to buy $3,000 of headphones. They were the start of my understanding of how to ship things to Amazon and how the entire process takes place of selling on Amazon. I remember my first sale of those headphones on Amazon when I really felt like I was making money by doing nothing. Again, that feeling of financial freedom that I wanted since I was 14, 15, starting up my first business. I was finally getting it again. And I remember seeing the snowball effect start to happen because I took that $3,000 and I doubled it within a couple of months just selling these little headphones on Amazon. So then I took that money and I put it into different products, and every single time that I found a new deal, just like those first headphones I found, I would put all of my money into that product, which in hindsight isn't the best idea because if something goes wrong, I basically lost all the money that I've been making in the past couple months. But luckily for me, I had still beginner's luck, and every single one of the items I bought, I was able to sometimes double, sometimes make 50% on, sometimes even triple my money by just putting all my money into it and then letting Amazon do all the work. And after doing this for a couple of months, I started amassing a substantial amount of money in my bank account. I had about $10,000 to $20,000 saved up at the time, which was a lot for a 15-year-old at the time. And I started looking for more expensive items. Once again, I was following that idea that I shouldn't do what everybody else was doing. And on YouTube, I saw a lot of people buying from Alibaba and AliExpress, buying items for like $2 to $3 and then selling them for $20 on Amazon. I was looking to buy items for $100 to $200 and sell them for $400 to $500 on Amazon because I felt like there was less competition in that space and you needed a lot more capital to start up with more expensive items. After months of scouring the internet for wholesalers and suppliers, I was finally able to find a distributor for a big name brand in cell phones and headphones. And after unlocking that brand on Amazon, I was able to place large orders from these wholesalers and slowly at 10 to 20% margins on my products, I was able to rapidly increase my sales to the point that when I was 16 and I had less than a year of experience on Amazon, I had my first $10,000 day, I had an $11,000 day, and one day I passed $13,000, which was my record for selling on eBay in a month. I was able to do that in one day on Amazon while I was on vacation in Mexico. And that just shows you the power of e-commerce because without even having to do anything, there were people taking care of all of the sales, taking my products off my shelves at Amazon's warehouse and shipping them directly to the customers. So when I had that $13,000 day, I was absolutely overjoyed with the power of Amazon, and I completely dove in headfirst, tried to find as many items as I could and list them and tried to make my 20% margins on them, which was still a lot of money when you're considering selling a $600 or $1,000 phone. Making 20% on that is anywhere from $120 to $200 per item, which was extraordinary for me, and I was able to make that while actually attending school, because at this point online school was already over. After continuing this trend that was obviously working for me, I thought, why change now? Why start a new business when this is already working? So I just continued to take that money that I made and reinvest it into the business without taking a single dollar out for myself. I just used the savings that I had from my eBay business to buy a couple of things that I wanted for myself at the time, but I really didn't start spending major on myself, and I continued to invest everything that I had into the business, which led to my first year on Amazon. I crossed $120,000 in sales. I believe I did about $130,000 in my first year on Amazon. In my second year, broke all records. I remember the day that I broke $500,000 in sales, where I came up here and I recorded a video of it. So the day has finally come. I've been working for the past 2 years on this. I started my Amazon business when I was 15. I'm now 17 and finally hit $500,000 in sales. And this is going to be the first time I ever refreshed the page on my Amazon from $499.9 to $500,000. There, you can see it. Still there. The big 500,000, halfway to the first million in sales. I'm so excited for the rest of the journey. And I didn't even finish the year at $500,000. I finished it at around $580,000 for my second year ever on Amazon. With the economy doing worse this year, my sales haven't been as good as they have been last year, but I have broken the $1 million mark in sales on Amazon so far this year. I passed $300,000 in sales, and I'm on track to do about $400,000 for my third year of Amazon, which is absolutely incredible. And I never would have imagined that I would have gotten to this point 3 years ago when I was starting investing in stocks just because they sounded cool. Why am I telling you this? First of all, I just wanted to say thank you so much for coming to my channel, watching this video. It really means the world to me. I appreciate every single one of you who's watching this. I made this video to tell you all a little bit about me, to start forming a relationship with you guys and tell you about who I am as a person. I've grown so much in the last few years, and I'm so excited to share with you all of the lessons that I've learned, the stories that I've experienced, and the obstacles that I faced in the last few years. I'm so excited to start this next phase of my life with you guys as an audience. I really appreciate every single one of you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, and I'm looking forward to starting this next phase of my journey together with you. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Peace.